All right, guys. So the Jets hired Frank Reich, and I wanted to give you my opinion on it as the hire. As officially come 8 days after the Jets fired Tanner Engstrand, their former offensive coordinator. And the thing is, I love this hire. And looking at the three finalists, it was Bevel, Roman, and Frank Reich who ultimately got the job. And I thought he was the best option out of all three of them. And now that does not leave out the chance that they could try to get Bevel to be a run game coordinator. That they could try to get Greg Roman to be a quarterback coach / pass game coordinator. And I would like to get as much experience on the offensive side of the ball, particularly as possible, because it was emphasized during the offensive coordinator search that the Jets were looking for a head coach of the offense. And that guy, the best option out there, was Frank Reich. And now when you look at his resume, the last time he was an offensive coordinator was when he was with the Philadelphia Eagles and ultimately won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. Now, while he wasn't calling plays, he played a big role in putting the Eagles in a position to win on the offensive side of the ball in the Super Bowl when Nick Foles took over for Carson Wentz. Then you may look at his resume with the Colts and the Panthers when he got fired 10 games into the season after he was tasked with the reins of developing Bryce Young. And those two last spots that he was with head coaches, and every single year he had a different quarterback. His first year with the Colts, Andrew Luck retired. Then he had Phillip Rivers. Then when he moved on to the Panthers, he had a rookie Bryce Young who really struggled. And I wouldn't put all of that on Frank Reich for him struggling. But when you look at this guy, this is a guy that basically came out of retirement to come join the New York Jets, and he was basically impressed with what he saw. And I really like this hire, a offensive head coach of the offense who can really effectively get the most out of our players. That's something I really didn't see this year under Tanner Engstrand. Felt like they were pushing I would say, scheme that didn't fit. And apparently there was reports that the players didn't like the scheme. And ultimately, was it fair for Tanner Engstrand to get fired? I don't know, because he had Justin Fields as his quarterback. Then he had an undrafted free agent quarterback in Brady Cook. But at the end of the day, Aaron Glenn's job is on the line in 2026, and he's got a ton to prove. And the offense has to be good in 2026. There is no if or buts. And his best option on the market was Frank Reich. And the ultimate job that he took with the New York Jets, I was really excited to see. Now, schematics-wise, he runs a West Coast-style offense, which I will be interested to see how it works with the Jets. They ran a similar style of offense back when Aaron Rodgers was with the New York Jets. But now with an actual offensive coordinator, I'm not throwing shade at Nathaniel Hackett, but I kind of am. I expect this offense to look a lot better. And also, when you look at how much control Frank Reich is going to be having as his offensive coordinator, he's been there before, and Aaron Glenn is going to take into consideration a player that he likes, somebody that in the draft maybe he's been there, and Aaron Glenn can lean on him to be the offensive coach and to find talent on the offensive side of the ball, because I feel like that was something that was lacking this year. Besides from them hitting on Armand Membu and Mason Taylor, I'd love to see how this draft goes. I'm really banking on it. And on the offensive side of the ball, a few free agent targets that have been listed to the Jets are Kirk Cousins, who has a connection to Frank Reich. He didn't play with him, but they have a friendship, and maybe he would want to come to the Jets. But I don't know how much a 38-year-old Kirk Cousins would want to come to the New York Jets. And then Kyler Murray, whose contract is ridiculous. If you're able to get him off of the free agent market without having to pay his contract, I would tap into that. But trading for him and trading away assets and taking on his contract, which is just wild, I would not bank or imagine that the Jets would do that. They have $100 million in cap space this year. They're going to be making a lot of splashes. One name to look out for is Alec Pierce. He was with Frank Reich in the Colts back before he got fired after that 5-year stint with the Indianapolis Colts. And he's one of my top free agent targets for the New York Jets to acquire this offseason. I'd also look into a guy like Daniel Jones, whether or not he's going to be healthy if he does hit the free agent market. I think there's mutual interest between him and the Colts to re-sign him and bring him back to the Colts. But if he gets loose and is in the free agent market, I would definitely look into him. And also, this leaves a question mark for Justin Fields. Will he be back? And will he get the reins of having a guy who is well respected among the league, a offensive coordinator who knows how to win, a Super Bowl champion back in 2010 with the Indianapolis Colts, and also somebody who can elevate teams, and I'm banking on him to put this offense in positions to succeed and utilize the strengths of the offense and to get the most out of the players. So with that being said, Aaron Glenn made the right call, in my opinion, of bringing in Frank Reich to be the offensive head coach, basically. And also, I would look to bring in Bevel and Roman as the run game coordinator because his run games across the years have been spectacular. And maybe he can, be the run game coordinator and then get another option as the offensive coordinator somewhere else. But I would much rather have him as the run game coordinator than have Greg Roman as the offensive coordinator. Then also, you look at Darrell Bevel. Bevel was the quarterback coach and run game coordinator for the Miami Dolphins for the last, I think, 3 or 4 years, and their run game has been awesome. Now, if you're able to bring him in to be the pass game / run game coordinator, I think that's where he would fit best. And with them filling out this offensive staff, I expect to see a lot of hirings in the near coming days, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. So that's all for this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're excited for Frank Reich, put number 7 in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next one.